So, when you haven't done something in quite a while and you are completely at a loss for how to do it, that's this. I've probably tried to start a half a dozen times now and get myself in a hurry and talk over myself and stumble and fumble, and we'll just we'll just get through this. I am not editing. I have never edited. I will probably never ever edit, just because there's not enough hours in the day to want to sit and edit a video that maybe a handful of people will see. So we're just gonna wing it. This is not a book haul. I know that's pretty much my whole channel is book hauls, but if I'm being honest, I haven't been buying books lately. It's not that I don't want to or have a desire to. Occasionally, I'll get an email from the local used bookstore and they'll say, hey, we're having a 20% off sale or 25% off sale. And I do get a spark of interest, but then I think there's probably not enough that I want or am in the mood to buy to go. So I have skipped quite a few book sales, you know, if you can believe it. I think probably when they will start back up on their tent sales, maybe I'll go in and do that. Definitely that will be something to look forward to. But I don't know. She normally won't start those up until it gets warmer, which in Tennessee has been probably the warmest winter I have remembered in a long time. And let me know if anybody else has had weather. In December, it was so cold that our windows and doors were frozen. Like there was ice on the inside, which probably means that we need new windows. Our house was built in 76. So, yeah, definitely we need new windows. But yeah, it was pretty cold. And then after that, it was normal winter until yesterday. It was 72. And for Tennessee, in early mid-February, it's not uncommon for that to happen. There's stuff blooming, pollen getting ready to start. There were some daffodils that popped out yesterday that were really pretty, and now they're sagging and drooping because it's 40 degrees. That being said, that is not what this video is about. We didn't come to talk about weather unless you want to talk about weather. But I just thought I would do a Friday reads because I enjoy the Friday reads that I see. It's just interesting. I don't want to say not necessarily to get any ideas, but I like seeing what everybody is reading. That's not to say I don't get an interest and write something down or go to the library website and put it on hold for an ebook or an audiobook. But I just like listening to people talk about what they're reading and what they're feeling, and oh, I don't know if this is going to work out, or um, I'm really loving it. So it's like it doesn't have to be that they're absolutely 100% loving the book. I like to hear negative Nelly anything about books because it could be something that I've already read and it's like, wow, I didn't feel that way about that. Or I hated that book and you love it. Like it's funny because not everybody reads the same book. Um that being said, I am doing stuff on the side if you see me looking and getting distracted. But um yeah, this morning I have only watched Kelly with books I'm not reading. I love her because she's so sweet and kind and gentle, and it's just when you watch her videos it's there's some sense of calm. I don't know if anybody else watches her and anybody else feels the same way, but um yeah, that's how I feel. I'll jot down this quick message. Sorry. Questions, always questions, all day, every day. Busy. I had a meeting that got canceled, so I figured, hey, even though there are questions, I can still get in a quick video since I haven't in forever. But I have so far this year read 24 books, which in past years I've read 300. Last year I read 275 to end the year. The year before that, so COVID year, was 350. But I did a lot of short books, graphic novels, a lot of audiobooks, and 24 is kind of a lot for mid-February, but I'm kind of pumping the brakes. Um, just because for years I have said quality over quantity, and I've not listened to myself because I know when I'm going quantity, it's in one ear and out the other, and I've promptly forgotten it once I'm done. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not getting that. There have been very few books that I have had absolute joy in reading the past couple of years. And that's sad because I can think back when even 5 years ago, when I was reading to read to read to enjoy, it was memorable. Maybe it was something that I didn't like, but I remember that I didn't like it, but it was memorable. It wasn't just chugging along trying to get some arbitrary number from Goodreads that, hey, this was fantastic, that I read 300 books. I'm tired of that. It's just there's so much going on in life that it makes it feel like something else that you have to do. One more thing to tick off your to-do list is I have to finish this book by this day, or it's too much. It should be with the weirdness that's life and the never-ending doomsday news cycle, that reading should be something that you sit down and look forward to, and it takes your mind out of it and you get completely absorbed. And I haven't felt that way in a long time. And it could quite possibly me and my book accumulations that I keep bringing in more and more, and feel overwhelmed. I definitely need to thin the herd. As much as books are my joy, and books, it's hard to part with them. I just there's only so much room in a house that you can put books. I mean, a house made of books sounds like a great concept, but it's not. It's too stressful. I have a book stack in the corner that I don't have anywhere to put it. So definitely slow the roll, find some new homes for some of these books. Um, pause that thought. But are you that way? Are you that you have too many books for places? I think most most bookworms can relate. Um, but yeah, I've kind of, the past couple of weeks though, started to kind of find that spark of joy of reading again, that um I'm allowing myself to sit and read. I am very much, as you can tell by this video and the interruptions, a sit down and something else. And that's the nature of life nowadays. Like anything, you just feel like you're pulled in 10 different directions. And especially if you are, um, I feel like everybody has said ADHD so much that it's tired and played out. But if you do, or if you are that type of personality, it's your brain is 90 miles a minute. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't quit. It's just it's hard. It's hard to tell yourself that it's okay to sit down and enjoy something quiet without having to jump up and put the laundry in the dryer, or jump up and start dinner, or jump up and do this one thing that you forgot, or oh, I need to add this to the grocery list. Like that's my brain at any given moment, it feels like, and it's tiring. It really is. But the past couple of weeks, I have allowed myself to, that's sad to say, allow yourself. I have been able to shut down for those chunks of time. I'm still not great about, hey, I'm going to sit here for one whole hour and not be pulled somewhere else. I would love that. I remember the times that I could sit and just devour a book, and maybe I would get up to get something to drink, or I mean, it doesn't happen that way anymore. I'm trying. I am trying. I would love to get back to that place to where you're not picking up your phone to check if somebody sent you a message or having to send a message back. I'm telling you, the days before cell phones and reading were the glory days, the golden, oh my gosh. Can you remember? There was not that distraction. Your phone may ring. It was somebody that was calling to talk to you or need something from you, but it wasn't incessant and always urgent and necessary that you and honestly, it's not urgent. It's not necessary. It's a meme or it's a joke or it's a hey, I did this. And I feel like we are so plugged into each other that we are telling, I just went to the bathroom. I just got a drink. I just went to McDonald's and got a cheeseburger. I just went and bought toilet paper. Like nobody cares. I hate to say that, but it's so much better when you don't know every step of someone's day and then you can regroup and come together like once a week and hey, how was your week? What did you do? Did you do anything exciting? Because when you're every day, every minute nattering on about the little things, it's just, you get apathetic and you don't care. And this is a really weird, tumble down a rabbit hole. But I feel like we just need to turn off the phone, get rid of the phone, stop looking at social media, stop looking at TikTok, stop looking at Twitter, stop looking at the news of UFOs and train derailments and toxic everything. It's just making us miserable. So thankfully, back to the books, I can tell you 2 books that I have read in the past 2 weeks that have brought me joy and have made me feel the way I used to feel like 10 years ago about reading. And it makes me excited. So now I'm definitely being a little bit more choosy about what I want to pick up. So that being said, I have a friend that watches, hi Amy, who had sent me a book last year and it had sat on my shelf, and she knew my struggle of nothing is good. I'm not enjoying anything. I'm bored with what I'm reading. I'm putting down, I'm DNFing. It was just okay. It was just okay. And she was like, read the book I sent to you. And I'd, okay, I will. And I didn't. Read the book I sent to you. Okay, I will. And finally, I picked it up and I understood. And I know that people have heard about it and it's probably beaten to death. I can't remember, are they making a TV show or a movie out of it? I could be wrong on both ends. It's The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. And I read the first 50 pages or so and then put it away and went to something else that I wasn't enjoying, which was a mistake. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get back to it. And once I got back to it, I sat the rest of that day and finished it. It was so good. It wasn't the best Pulitzer novel that anybody will ever read in their lifetime. Absolutely not. But it was one of those that it sucks you away from reality and you are in that story going, oh my gosh, what just happened? What is going on? And you think you know what's happening and you are completely off base. Midway through, you're going, what? I mean, I explained in depth this book to my husband and my sister, and they were kind of like, okay, you're crazy, but it was one of those books that was exciting, and I was excited to talk about and share. So I have a copy of it, and I'm like, I want to keep it, but I want to give it to somebody else to read and experience and enjoy it, which it is on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, go for that. But the sequel comes out on Monday, the 20th. You best believe your pants that I will be ready for the 20th. I already told Amy, I said, we're going to start it when it comes out. We're going to buddy read it. And I'm not one for buddy reads anymore, but yes, we are buddy reading it together. So I have that to look forward to. And then another one, did I technically read it? No, but I did listen to the audiobook, but it was One of the best audiobooks that I have listened to, narrator, story, even though I know the story. Cold Mountain. I have had a copy of it forever, just one of those you get a $1 or $2 copy of it at a bookstore, used library sale. And it's been on the shelf. It's been on the shelf, and I don't know. I really legitimately don't know why I picked it up. And it was just waiting for me for the right time. I laugh because I looked at the reviews on Goodreads, which I need to be better about that. That's part of the whole social media thing, is stop looking at reviews before you read the book, because it's going to negatively impact you. It's just not going to be a fun time, because you're going to have those preconceived notions about what someone else thought about it, and it's not going to be. You need to come to it organically, let's put it that way. Sight unseen, no knowledge, no nothing. You just do it. Okay? That's what I say. That's what I did. I know the story. I've seen the movie several times. But people say the book version is boring. It's meandering. It's dull. The writing is sloggy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For me, it was not that way at all. It was the way it was written. You could see things in your mind. You could smell things. You could taste things. Like the writing was, and being from growing up close to the mountains, having family that lived in a little holler down in southeast Tennessee, I could feel those things. Like, it brought me back. Dang it if I'm getting misty-eyed in memory. But it was what I needed. So, if you would like a book that maybe meanders, has beautiful writing that lets you see and feel and taste those things, even if you've seen the movie, the book is different. It has it has the same feeling, but it's probably, I would definitely put it up there with one of the best books that I've ever read / listened to. So, not your girl getting emotional about Cold Mountain. That's how I feel at the end of the movie. My goodness. But that's what I miss about reading and about books, is it sucks you in. It makes things go away for a while. Not that I want to go away from anything. Everything is fine, but you know what I mean. Like, that's with people that watch TV shows. Like, it's fun for that minute to be like, I just got finished watching all 8 seasons. Not in a week, but like, I've been working on it since before Christmas time. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's just so fun to be in that world and laugh, and so that's how it was. But those 2 books made me feel the way I did as even a beginner reader. So life is more pleasant when you put down technology and enjoy a book. But that being said, so that I'm not being weird, I hope that you guys laughed at my reaction there, my emotions there. I thought it was pretty amusing. But for the remainder of the month, no, I'm not a planner. You're not going to see TBR videos coming down the pipe from me. Absolutely not. I'm an organic reader, no matter if I am chugging along, plowing through, reading book after book after book. But I say these 2 are planned because one I'm already into. I've already started it. Well, actually, I've started both of them. But one was, my friend and I are doing a reading challenge, but instead of it being like a monthly challenge that you have to read 8 to 10 books and you have a prompt for every one, it's 1 book a month with 1 prompt. I can put it in the description box if anybody wants to join midstream. You can go back and complete the ones from January and February. January was a short story, anything less than 100 pages. So for that one, I can't, if something Rainbow Rowell, it was not good. It was not good. I don't recommend it. And this month I am doing, my friend Linda gave this to me. I have to ask her if she intended me to give it back. I think so, because it's a signed copy. But it's been on my shelf for years, and it worked for the prompt. This prompt was read a book set in your hometown. I'm sure there are, but very little. I live in a very, I could probably find something from my hometown, but where I live now, not so much. So we just said, make it your state. So she read a book about West Virginia, and I'm reading A Haunted History of Knoxville. Hanged killers, reanimated corpses, tragic fires, cold-blooded murder, and sweet revenge. I'm not going to say I'm going to get emotional and cry about this one, but that is what I have to finish by the end of the month, which it's lots of pictures, lots of fat margins, so it's completely easy. And the other one I have, the ebook. They're all ebook. I was sad it wasn't audiobook because those are really quick. But this is the most recent in the Secret Agent Granny. We're going from Cold Mountain and emotions to a 140-page short murder mystery. Cozy mystery, if you want to say. Granny Burns Rubber by Harper Lynn. So that gets me caught up. That was my goal, is to try to get caught up on series that I want to finish, not make myself get caught up on series that that I think had jumped shark that I don't enjoy anymore. So those. And then once I am finished, this one I'm not going to rush through. It's just going to be, I'm going to treat it as short stories, even though it's wrapped together, and just read it as I want to. I don't even know if they're chapters. Bevelations by Bev V. Smith. I've not listened to her radio show. I honestly had not heard of her, which is a shame. This is one of those that I found on the Book Outlet site with their sale. So, whack. That's me. So I'll read this one. Again, I don't have any notion to want to finish by the end of the month. I mean, I probably will. Books like this, I start it and I plow through them. So, and then this one, it has a book seal. I've had this book for a while and didn't know. It's apparently from the library of E. Melvin Claybo. I love stuff like this. It's one of the seals that's raised. Yes. I mean, if I told you Cold Mountain that I hadn't read it, and it's how many years old, that I have not read this, and I have heard and heard and heard so many people say it's one of their most favorite books of all time. We'll see. I do have the ebook on Scribd for the nights that I, want to read a little bit before bed and just have it on my phone or my tablet. Yeah, I've not read it. A Prayer for Owen Meany. I really honestly know nothing about it other than what baseball to the face or something at the beginning. Something along those lines. Bullying a sweet little innocent child, Owen Meany. So we will see what this is about. I'm curious about the armadillo. I'm sure there are people that love this and they're like, oh man, you're so lucky that you get to read it for the first time. I would give anything to read it for the first time. I hope that it's a magical read for me. I'm not going to try to plow through it. I'll just read it as is, and then beyond that, I don't know. But that's Friday. What I am reading, what I have read, maybe some future plans. I had a huge list of 16 books for February. Like I said, I don't do TBRs. There's a reason, because I went in and deleted every last one of them. He is singing the song of his people to us. There is a foamy ball that he likes to play with, and he carries it in his mouth, and that is the sound that he makes. So I'm not really entirely sure what I'm going to read next month. Like I said, no plans, just organically. I have many to choose from, probably bunches over here on this top shelf. Actually, there are a couple on that top shelf that I've thought about picking out and starting, some that are Pulitzers. That is it. This has been a wild ride of a journey of a Friday Reads, and if anybody watches this whole darn thing, um, you're an MVP. My husband might. Are you watching, Evan? But yeah, let me know what you are reading, what you have read, how many books you were up to for this part of the year. I can't believe we are almost already done with the second month. It felt like Christmas was yesterday. But I hope that you are reading good books, you have read good books, and I will hopefully make myself make this a habit. Do a Friday reads. It may be a Friday afternoon reads, a Friday morning, depending on my schedule. But I will talk to you soon. See you later. Have a good weekend. Bye.